Hi everybody, 860 Cologne here with another initial impression review. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone. The last video I made, I had 13 subscribers. Now I'm up to like 51, so thank you so very much for that. Keep subscribing, and I'm going to keep on trying to do some videos. I had a busy few weeks there for a while, but on to the review. This one is for Dark Obsession by Calvin Klein. Now, this is a flanker. The original Obsession for men came out in 1986 and was wildly popular and still is popular today. Now, this is described as a modern oriental aromatic. The top is Brazilian green mandarin, guarana, and absinthe. The mid has French clary sage, fir balsam, white vetiver, and the base has Madagascar vanilla bean, labdanum, and suede. Off the bat, when I tried it, and I wore it yesterday, my initial impression was very nice. This is different. This is deep. I'm not a big fan of the crisp, clean, fresh fragrances that much. This suited me pretty well. And then I realized, wait a minute, this smells familiar. And I realized that it reminded me a lot of CK1 Shock. Now, this came out in 2011, and this was probably my favorite designer release of 2011, and was the first modern fragrance from Calvin Klein that I have liked. I mean, we probably have to go back to Obsession to find a fragrance that I really liked. Another Obsession flanker was Obsession Night. That was more of a fruity one with grapefruit and pear, and I always got some fig from it. But I liked that one a lot, and that one can be found at the discounters very readily. But for Dark Obsession, I was like, yeah, this is pretty familiar. But it's more like an adult CK1 Shock. Excuse me. I think a lot of people that tried CK1 Shock and were expecting to hate it, I think a lot of them thought it was actually pretty decent juice. I saw a lot of bottle openings where they would get on and they would open it up and spray it and be like, whoa, wait a minute, this is actually not bad. It was a little bit youthful. I think they called it the Sport Energy Drink Accord. Who the hell knows what that is? But this one doesn't have so much of that sweetness to it, but it does have the depth of it, and that powdery soft spice that is very familiar with CK1 Shock. Now, 45 minutes into wearing the fragrance, it was starting to fade a little bit, although when I wear a fragrance at work, I really can't talk to longevity because I'm inundated with smells like crazy, so I don't want to go too much into longevity there because I've been way wrong several times because my nose is probably tired. But it also, at 45 minutes, started to get the more of a soft darkness, and more of the powdery quality started to come out. And then, after that, I could finally get some correlation to the original Obsession. I think that came through the powder and maybe the fir balsam, just that woody powderiness to it. My only problem with this is that why did you take CK1 Shock for Men off the shelves in less than 6 months? It was doing well for men. The women's was abysmal, and I think the reason why they took it off the shelf was because the women's was so bad, it was bringing the metrics of the men down. It was the first time, I think, that a CK1 Shock, CK1 fragrance was given for men and for women. So I think when they realized that the women's was not selling because it smelled like nothing, it followed in that category of fragrances for people who were afraid to wear fragrance, you know, for me. That's what I call it. But here's my main problem with it. The 4-ounce bottle of Dark Obsession is $69. The 2.5-ounce bottle is $55. The body spray, 5.4 ounces, $15. Now, Cody dumped all of their stock of CK1 shock off to the discounters. So you can get a 6.7 ounce bottle for $29.99. This stuff has great longevity, good to great. I think it's actually very good longevity, and is extremely similar to the Dark Obsession. It almost seemed like, hey, we made a mistake of taking CK1 shock off the shelves. We better put something out there. Obsession, Dark Obsession, boom, we're good. No, you're not good. I don't know who these drunk monkeys are that are running Calvin Klein or Coty, but they're driving this well-respected designer fragrance house into the ground quickly. I have not had one fragrance release from them in the past 6 to 8 years that I've really liked. Eternity Aqua is nice, not really great, and they need to take a lesson from Ed Hardy and their parent company as well, because they kept on putting out the same crap over and over and over again, and now Ed Hardy is basically non-existent. New Star Fragrance, I forget what the New Wave Fragrances was the parent company. Now it's owned by Arden. I don't know what Arden is doing with them, if they're going to try to revive them, but honestly, you keep on putting out the same product over and over again. And yeah, at first, Ed Hardy was all the rave. I mean, it was made for the general public, and that's great. They ate it up like crazy. But at my store, I can count the number of bottles that I have of all the fragrances on my hand. And it's not getting as much attention at all anymore. But anyway, that's my worry for Calvin Klein and Coty. Coty's making some huge mistakes. I don't know what they're thinking, but unless they got some kind of long-term plan, this powerhouse of a distributor is going to be gone. But anyway, Dark Obsession, to me, it suffers from the similarities to CK1 Shock and the price tag. If I can go to a TJ Maxx and spend $25 for a 3.4 ounce bottle, or $30 for a 6.7 ounce bottle of something that smells pretty similar, I'm not going to put out $70 for a 4 ounce bottle. It just makes no sense. I think it will do well initially because of the name Obsession. Some of the old school people that only buy Obsession, they remember it from back in the day. They probably didn't try CK1 Shock. The bottle, pretty hideous, but you know, I don't wear the bottle. People that say I can't wear that because of the bottle, don't give me that bullshit. You know, you don't wear the fucking bottle. Excuse me. So you've got to realize that the fragrance is good. My initial reaction is it's a decent fragrance. It's not a light, crisp, clean, fresh one out there that seems to be all the rave for designers. But honestly, I'm gonna pass on it because although it would be a nice bottle to have to show off in my collection, the bottle is very nice. The juice inside, not so much. Good juice, just too similar for me. So there it is. If it was cheaper at a different time, if maybe Dark Obsession came out first and was not called CK1 Shock, I think it would still be going strong right now. I think they realized their mistake and tried to make up for it, and it's just making things worse. But anyway, there it is. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't babble on too long. I got a few more fragrances here to try to talk to you about tonight. Please subscribe and leave comments down the bottom. And, you know, please understand, this is my personal opinion of this one. These initial reactions are just my personal thing. You may love it, and that's awesome. That's why there's, you know, so many fragrances out there right now. Gonna be something that everybody loves. All right, thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you again soon.